Good day, viewers. Today we are going to be looking at this set of questions on the board. Please, if you're watching us via YouTube, we beg that you please subscribe to our channel for support. Please and please. You can subscribe by just clicking on the subscribe button down below. Thank you. For number one, it says, if tan q equals 5 over 4, find sin square q minus cos square q. Now we present this tan q on a right angle triangle, something like this. Let's assume this is the angle Q. Let's go by this acronym SOHCAHTOA, right? This is the opposite side, hypotenuse, and the adjacent. Okay? This TOA, T stands for what? Tan. So tan Q will be what? Opposite over what? Adjacent. This is the opposite, so here will be 5. Adjacent here will be what? 4. So we'll be left with this place, the hypotenuse. So by Pythagoras, y square equals what? 5 square plus 4 square. So y square equals 5 square 25, 4 square 16. 25 plus 16 will give us what? 41. And your y will be what? Root of 41. That is your y. Now we have to find sin square q, cos square q. So by this now, sin square q will be what? Sin q, sin is opposite of hypotenuse. That is 5 over 41. So sin square q will be 5 over root of 41, square. And this will give me what? 25 over what? 41. Also, cos square q, cos is given by what? Adjacent of hypotenuse, 4 over root of 41. 4 over root of 41, this will be what now? Square. And that will give us 16 over what? Root of 41. Now, the expression sin square q minus cos square q is what now? 25 over, this is 41. When you square both sides, the square root goes 25 over 41 minus 16 over what? 41. And this is given by what? 25 minus 16 is what? This is 9. 9 over what? 41. Right? And that is given by option what? C. So option C gives the correct answer for number 1. Now we'll move to number 2. Now for number 2, we are asked to differentiate this expression. Okay, so let y be that expression. Now suppose u is what? Cos q minus sin q. We can say our y then equals to what? U square. So dy the q, that is differentiating y with respect to q, will be given by what now? Dy with respect to u times du with respect to what? The q. With respect to q. Okay? And this will give us what now? Dy du. Dy du is given by what? 2u. 2u. Alright? Times du dq. This is u now. Remember, differential of cos is what? Minus sine. Differential of sine q is what? Cos q. So we're going to have minus sine q minus cos q. Is that not? Remember, our u is what? We said it's what? Cos q minus sine q. So this is given by what now? Our factor is negative. I'm going to have minus 2u sine q plus cos q. So if I put the value of u, I'm going to have minus 2. Our u is what? Cos q minus sine q. Then times this. Here I can write it as what? Cos q plus sine q. Right? Addition is commutative. What I have here now is what? The sum of the product of that difference and their sum. That is difference of 2 squares. So I'm going to have what now? Minus 2 in bracket cos square q minus what? Sine square q. Recall that sine square q plus cos square q equals 1. Right? So our cos square q can be written as what? 1 minus sine square q. So we replace that here. We have minus 2, 1 minus sine square q, that is cos square q equals to 1 minus sine square q, then minus sine square q. And this is given by what? Minus 2 bracket 1 minus Minus sine square q minus sine square q is minus 2 sine square q. And remember also, by double angles, cos 2q equals 1 minus sine square q. This is a relation we need to recall. So we replace that with here. I'm going to have what now? Minus 2 cos 2q. Okay? And that is given by option what? A. So option A gives the correct answer for number 2. Now for number 3, it says the gradient of a curve is 2x plus 7 and the curve passes through point 2, 0. Find the equation of the curve. Now when you are given a gradient, to get the curve, we integrate. When given a curve, to get a gradient, we differentiate. Now we're given this gradient dy dx to be 2x plus 7. To get the curve, we integrate. So integrate dy dx 2x plus 7. What do you have? This becomes y equals, what do you have here? Integral passes through, we have 2 integral of x plus integral of 7, and that will give us 2 times x squared over 2. Integrate x, you have x squared over 2, plus integrate the constant is 7x. You add your constant plus c. Okay, 2 cancel out 2, so your y is given by x squared plus 7x plus c. So we're going to substitute the value of the point. Okay, so at 2, 0, that's when x is 2, y is 0, you're going to have 0 equals 2 square plus 7 times 2 plus c. This will give us 4 plus 14 plus c. So our c is now? Minus 18. Okay, our c is minus 18. Hence, the equation is y equals x squared plus 7x minus 18. And that is given by option B, x squared plus 7x minus 18. Option B gives the correct answer to number 3. That is all we have for you today. Thank you for listening. God bless you.